Good afternoon, Rotarians. My name is Paul Hoffmann, and I'm the club president for another 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for coming out today on a hazy, overcast, worst weather day, I guess, or with breathing-wise. But thank you for coming out and being a part of our celebration today. So thank you for that. And today's meeting is sponsored by Tony Arneson and Doug Dittman and McClone Insurance, formerly known as the Neckerman Agency, and they're located out on Mineral Point Road on Madison's west side. McClone offers business and personal insurance as well as employee benefits and HR outsourcing. Tony's been a member of our club since 1986 and has served on our club board of directors. And Doug has been a member of our club since 1988 and has served on our club board of directors and is current president of our Madison Rotary Foundation. So our thanks to them for sponsoring today's luncheon. We've got a number of distinguished guests with us here today, and one of them is our current district governor, Ben Bauer, and so he's going to lead us in the four-way test. Ben?
Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Paul. It's so great to be with all of you again. Good afternoon. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Great. Thank you, Ben. Great. Thank you, Ben. And please remain standing for our opening patriotic song. Casey Elkers will lead us in singing My Country 'Tis of Thee with Michael Richmond on the keyboard. Okay.
My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my father died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring.
Awesome. Thank you, Casey. Thank you, Michael. Appreciate that. And now our guests are going to be introduced by Mary Ellen O'Brien. Mary Ellen, please come up to the podium. There she is. Welcome. Thank you, Mary Ellen.
Hello, everyone. On this very auspicious day for changing of the guard and installation of Michelle as our district governor, we have over 40 guests, so we're going to do the introduction slightly different today. I will call out groups, and then I'll ask you to stand, and if everybody could stand, remain standing, and we'll give you a warm applause at the end. So first, I'd like our guests from the Rotary Friendship Exchange Group from Chile to stand. Please stand. And wait, we'll hold applause till the end. Next, would all the guests who are here for Michelle McGrath's installation as district governor please stand? And finally, would the remainder of our guests who are guests of our Rotarian members please stand? And thank you all for coming. We're so proud to show off this Rotary, and you are so welcome to be here today.
Thank you, Mary Ellen, and thank you to everybody for being here today and all our guests, especially our guests from Chile. And we're going to have a banner exchange and a plaque exchange and stuff after the meeting. We'll meet up here and do some of that with our guests from Chile. So welcome, you guys. All right. And then we also just wanted to mention that we want to say thanks to Ted and Joan Balwig for helping plan their visit and finding host families during their stay in Madison. So we appreciate all their time. Okay, my final number, as you know, I've been listing off a lot of numbers this last year. I'd like to focus on today is the number 110. And our club started on June 2nd, 1913. And so we are celebrating 110 years of service to our community. It's an honor to be a part of this incredible organization and help us to connect, grow, and serve together. So congratulations to all of you, 110 years. And as we close out our year, I'm pleased to introduce two members today. And so let's start with Dave Casey. Would you please stand with your sponsors, Charles McLimans and James Ty, and fellow Rotarian Mike Casey is Dave's father. Yeah, Mike. So Dave has been loaned the classification of business services, supplies, and technology, and is principal industry consultant for SAS Institute, a company which advances technologies for companies that impact everyday lives. He previously served as Wisconsin Deputy Secretary of Revenue. He was born in Des Moines, Iowa, and came to Madison in 2006 with his husband, Kevin Hubbard. They make their home on Marshall Parkway in Madison, and Dave holds a bachelor's degree in economics from Grinnell College and a master's degree in public policy from Cambridge Mellon University. Dave is a member of the Federation of Tax Administrators, and he enjoys cycling, walking in the Arboretum, skiing, tennis, and gardening. All kinds of fellowship groups for you there, Dave. That's awesome. And please remain standing, and will Peter Lewandowski please stand with Valerie Rank, who is Peter's sponsor. Peter has been loaned the classification of housing and is Executive Director for Habitat for Humanity of Wisconsin. He was born in Columbus, Ohio, and Peter and his wife Ann make their home on Pershon Trail and Sun Prairie. He holds a bachelor's degree in political science and an MBA degree in UW-Madison. Peter was listed as a member of the class of 2022, 40 Under 40 by In Business Magazine, and he is a member of the Association of Fundraising Professionals. Peter was sponsored by Valerie Rank, so thank you, Valerie, for that. And he enjoys winemaking, home brewing, gardening, fishing, and golf among his favorite pastimes. Another great fellowship groups for Peter. And so please join me in welcoming these new members to our Rotary Club. All right, we've got some birthdays to celebrate with a bit of humor and wisdom that complements Rotary's mission. We also encourage members to make an age-appropriate gift to the Madison Rotary Foundation, rounded up to 100 for our club's Synergy Scholarship Fund. On June 25th, Martha Vukelich Austin. June 27th, Jed Engler. June 28th, past President Renee Moe. June 30th, Lee Schwartz. So thanks to our celebrants for their contributions to the Madison Rotary Foundation, and please join me in wishing them a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rotarians. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, and thanks again, Michael. All right, and now on to the changing of the guard portion of our program. We've actually got not only my transition to Charles McLimans as president of the club, which I'm very happy about, but also from Ben Bauer, our current district governor, to Michelle McGrath. So we're very honored to be able to celebrate that today, too. So we've got both those going on. And I'm going to start with a few remarks and then hand the gavel over to the incoming president, Charles McLimans. And we're going to have a few of our immediate past presidents involved in this section of the meeting, and we'll move on to sharing some of the highlights from this past year. First of all, I just want to say, wow, that went by really fast. That was hard to believe. Had a few things going on this year, so it just screamed by. But I was really honored to serve as your 110th president of the Rotary Club of Madison. We've got really a rich tradition of serving our community, connecting leaders, and really growing our members. We all should be very proud to say that we're Rotarians, especially Rotarians of the Rotary Club of Madison. And I want to say thanks to my wife, Sharon. Many of you probably remember. Sharon, if you want to stand for just a moment. There we go. Thank you. It was Sharon that introduced me to Rotary back in the day. She was an exchange student to Brazil, and she was also a former Rotarian up in St. Paul. So she had been encouraging me for a number of years and said, it's time, you need to be a Rotarian. So I'm like, all right, I guess I'm going to be a Rotarian. So, so thank you for that, Sharon. I appreciate all your love and support. I really couldn't have done what I've done the last year without that. So thank you for being there for me always. I also want to say thanks to our incredible office staff, Pat, Jane, Sharon. They were always there for me and assisted me along the way. And I want to say thanks to, especially to Pat Jenkins. She's truly just an incredible person. Our club's so fortunate to have such a dedicated, trustworthy, and selfless executive director for so many years. You find out quickly as president that you just need to trust Pat, partner up with Pat, and your year's going to go great. So I know, Charles, you know that already. So, so thank you, Pat. Appreciate that. Like I said, the support of Jane and Sharon, that's fantastic. Speaking of Charles, I'm really excited about this upcoming year and turning the gavel over to Charles. I know he's going to be a fantastic president. His passion for Rotary and his dedication to our club is really outstanding. I think that you have a really bright future ahead of you, maybe even someday district governor. I'll throw your hat in the ring for that someday, but I just think that that's how passionate you are about Rotary, and we're fortunate to have your leadership here, Charles. So thank you for agreeing to do that. And we also have got a great lineup of future leaders with Jason Ilstrup and Anthony Gray coming along the way. So we've got some really excellent leadership lined up for the club for years to come. So I'm really proud of what we've been able to do to line up some great community leaders. So I'm looking forward to that too. And I really appreciate all the Rotarians in this club that dedicated their time, their resources, their talents to the club, and that you do year in and year out. Whether whoever's up here at the podium, it doesn't matter. You guys really perform, and it really shows. We have an incredible club because of the passion of everybody there. Yes, it takes a leader, but I'm just amazed at how much people just carry forth in this club and just make sure that we serve the community, we connect our leaders, we really just grow, and it does that because of the people, the membership that we've got in this club, and I appreciate all that. Whenever I ask somebody to do something, I almost always got a yes. Which is incredible. And I just really thank you for that. Thank you for agreeing to serve, and I appreciate that, and I'm sure, Charles, you'll find the same thing with this club. I also want to say thanks to the significant contributions this past year, and to our club and to Rotary International. We've received over $228,000 in donations this past year, and that allowed us, along with our foundation, to distribute over $900,000 to the community. So that's just an incredible generosity of our club, and really built up of that foundation, which of course is celebrating our 90th year this year. So with an endowment fund of over $16 million now, it's one of the largest Rotary foundations in the world. So something for us all to be very proud of. One of my goals this past year, I had a couple, but was to increase our membership engagement for the club and to really have some fun at our meetings. And I think we're getting much more engagement, and the numbers really prove it out. I know you'd be shocked to know that I was tracking a bunch of different things from the year and running some numbers, and there's some sheets you'll see on the table. Some of the numbers I have, I think Pat updated the sheet a little bit more there, so they're close, but we have 48 Wednesday meetings a year. And we've had about 6,300 people attend those meetings over this past year. Over 6,300 people have come out to our Wednesday meetings. We average now about 132 people a meeting. I think there was 168 today, so it's great to have all the guests and people here. We typically do host about 750 guests this past year. We hosted about 750. And so we have about 17 guests that we did. Last year, we averaged about 11 guests, so we're increasing the number of people that are attending and inviting, and I encourage the club to continue to do that. I think that's the way we can help to get the club know more in the community and to get more members, too. We held over 223 committee meetings this past year. Over 223 different committee meetings with over 2,000 members attending and over 47 different committees. It felt like I attended over 200 of them myself. I think that it's a lot. And we had 308 of our members attend at least one committee meeting during the year. So about 3/4 of our membership attended at least one committee meeting. So I thought that was a great number. We held 189 fellowship events with over 900 people attending those fellowship events. And we had 181 of our members attend at least one fellowship event. So just about half of our members attended at least one fellowship event this past year. We've got 29 different fellowship groups, so a substantial amount to choose from. So I wasn't kidding when I said to both Dave and Peter that there's lots for you to do and be a part of. So I look forward to that. We had 14 unique service projects with over 1,045 members participating in those service projects. So over 1,000 of our members participated in service projects. And we had 161 unique members participating in at least one service project. So when I think of engagement, I'm thinking, did you attend a committee meeting? Did you go to a fellowship? Did you participate in a service project? All those are ways for me to help to see once, hey, is our membership engagement increasing? Are you involved in our club and our activities? So I'm really glad to see that. We had 332 unique member donors this year, so 81% of our club donated at least to either the club, maybe one of the foundation, could be Rotary International, from your birthday gifts, things like that. So we had 332. I think 81% is a good number. I think we can do better than that, though, you guys. I'd like to see that number increase. I think at least everybody could donate something to the club during this past year. And so I look at that as a way for Charles, a good challenge for you to continue to increase on that number. But we did the average member gave $688 this past year. So it's substantial. I think that's incredible, right? Thank you, Karen. I think that's awesome, right? That's fantastic. One other personal goal that I had was really kind of a gratitude campaign. So this past year, one of my goals was to try to send out as many thank you cards as I wanted. I wanted to get 500 of them out to the club. I hit about 375, so I was a little shy. This past few months have been a little busy with the bank merger, so I didn't get out as many cards as I wanted, but I just really wanted to try to recognize a number of our members for things that you've done, whether it's the hospitality box or serving as a greeter host or coming up to do some presentations. So I got close to that goal, but I just wanted to really make sure I recognized all of our members to say thank you for your contributions, because it takes everybody doing a little bit to really make us the incredible club that we are. So thanks for that. And one of the things that we also tried to do was focus on our programs. And I heard from many of you that this year we had some really great programs. And I really appreciate the program committee and the work that it takes to go out and find great speakers and get them here and prepared every week. And I think we succeeded in that this year. I think we did just an excellent job. So thank you, Regina Milner, and I know Janet Perino. You guys are going to be taking over this following year. And I just want to say congratulations on putting together an awesome program. The whole committee just worked so well together, so thanks for that. And overall, I feel really good about our membership engagement. I feel good about where the club's at, how we're going back to some normal kind of pre-pandemic, if you would, numbers of things. So I'm really excited about the future of the club and know that Charles is going to, with his leadership, really take that even more further. So I look forward to that. And you know, it's an honor to be president of this club, and I'm grateful for that. I just can't believe when you look at all the things that we achieve in this community and achieve as a club together. It's something that we all should be very proud of. When I was tapped to be president, it was really easy to my first thought was no way. I was so busy. We're going through this potential bank merger, and I thought, oh my God. But I thought, well, if I don't say yes, then who does? It's all of us just saying yes. And I was so pleased I did that. I know my wife thought I was completely crazy, just to be able to say that yes, we'll do it. But I was glad when asked that I was able to be there. And I did that because of the leadership that we've had in the club over all the years, knew that there's so much that would just carry forward, and it does. And because of Pat Jenkins and her role as executive director, she just helped make it much easier for me to be able to do that. So thank you for that opportunity. And one thing that always really impresses me about this club is how we stand up. One of those things that when I first joined that I was just amazed. And we stand up, of course, to start our meetings when we do our four-way test together and sing our patriotic song. It's always great. I think it gets us together in the right mood and sets that framework that we're all united together. We stand up really to recognize our new members like we did, and I appreciate that. To really congratulate them, recognize their achievements, and welcome them into our club. And so I appreciate that you guys stand up for that. And as Rotarians, we're united to take action and really to imagine a better world. And we stand up to make that difference in the world, and a difference in our club, a difference in our community, and it's because we stand up. And we say, you know what, we want to see a different world. We imagine a different world that's out there. And I appreciate that at Club the most. So thank you for that. Thank you for allowing me to be your president. And I appreciate you being here today. Thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you. Thanks, you guys. Thanks. Thank you for that. I really appreciate that. Just want to recognize a few other people this year. Some members who led our 5 teams of committees this past year. So if you're here today, I'd ask you to please stand up. Susan Schmitz led the member and experience team. Thank you, Susan. Mark Clear led the meeting experience team. I saw Mark before. Doug Dittman headed up our service team. I know Doug's here. Sandy Morales led the youth service team. Sandy, I don't know if you're here. And then Herman Bauman headed our philanthropy team. Hey, Herman. So let's give them a round of applause for their work. Thank you, guys. I'd now like to ask all the members and officers who served as in our club board of directors this past year to please stand. So let's thank them for their service. So if you served on our club board or an officer. Great, thanks, sir. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, Anthony. Thanks, you guys. And now I'd like all the members who served as a committee chair this past year to please stand. And let's thank them for their service. So if you served as a committee chair this past year, please stand and be recognized. Thank you. And one other final member I'd like to recognize today is Melanie Ramey. And Melanie, there we go. Melanie's headed up our meeting sponsorship program for 2 years now, and we're so appreciative of her service. So thank you, Melanie. I really wanted to call you out and recognize you for helping us to balance our budget and to make those phone calls and do what you do for the club always. So thank you, Melanie, for that. I appreciate that. All right, now it's time to officially turn the president's pin and the gavel over to President-elect Charles McLimans. So Charles, if you could please come up to the podium. Awesome. Good to see you. All right. President's pin, front of the side. What an honor to be able to do this for you, buddy.
Good to follow you again.
Yeah, there we go.
40 plus years later.
Funny. There we go.
Thank you. I'm done. You hand the gavel?
It's yours.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Well, it's an honor. Now, President-elect Jason Ilstrup, would you come up?
Anywhere. That guy should have worn a coat today, probably.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Peaceful transfer of power, once again. And Teresa Holmes, past president's pin, and welcome from the past president's club to oblivion, disrespect, benign neglect, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
All right. You know, I was only past president one time. So, all right. So, Paul, I'm going to call you up, and it's an honor to welcome you to the Past Presidents Club of the Rotary Club of Madison. This is the club that historically you are neglected. There's oblivion, and there's benign. But I want to say that there are fewer emails, fewer meetings, and fewer complaints.
Thank you, Trustee, so much. An honor to serve you. That's in there.
Yeah. All right.
Great, thank you very much.
As I pin you, this is now your official ticket into the club.
Go there.
All right, there we go. And I would like to thank you for your service.
Thanks, Trustee.
Yes.
Appreciate it so much.
Yes. And if you are a past president of our Rotary Club of Madison, could you please stand? Thank you as well for your service. And now I'm going to call our past president and soon-to-be District Governor of 6250, Michelle McGrath, who will be doing the presentation for the Paul Harris Fellowship.
Fantastic. We found the right pin. We have
All
it.
right. Hard to get that out of there.
Also, congratulations, Paul. You have done an extraordinary job, and I am presenting you the Paul Harris Fellow Pin.
Appreciate that very much.
You care if I poke it
Thank you, Michelle.
in? Congratulations. And now I'd like to call up Jason Barron with the Past President's Plaque.
Paul, I'd like to present to you the Past President's Plaque in honor of your service. And it's also traditional for us to give you a small gift. Great, thank you. There you go. Wow. Congratulations. Great, thank you, Jason. Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Great. Congratulations again, Paul, and thanks to everyone who participated in recognizing Paul. And now we're going to take a look at the past year's accomplishments. I'd like to welcome Peter Gray, a member of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, who will come forward and tell us about the committee's work over the past year. Peter?
Thank you, Charles. This is your first official action as president, right?
It is.
I'm deeply honored. Wow. All right, we have slides, right? Wonderful. So this is the quarterly report of the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee. I'm Peter Gray, and I am pinch hitting for our committee's outgoing co-chairs, Ron Luskin and Scott Strong. And the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, with the changing of the guard, will be welcoming new co-chairs, Sarah Eskrich and Anthony Gray. Thank you. So you can see our club's commitment is to be diverse, equitable, and inclusive, and to achieve this through recruitment, education, member engagement, and community service. Our DEI committee has a three-part charge. I'll stop repeating the words on screen. You can see them. And so you can see these are the three things that our DEI committee is charged with. Now, our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and this three-part committee charge might all seem like pretty bland statements, but they really aren't in light of Rotary's history. Rotary is this organization that we belong to and love, and we cherish its values and the four-way test, and at the same time, Rotary contains contradictions. Rotary was founded as an exclusive membership organization in 1905 for mostly affluent, middle-aged, and older white men. And in fact, Rotary, I think we know, Rotary did not start admitting women until it lost a U.S. Supreme Court case in 1987. And Rotary has changed with the times and come a long way since then. Serving on our club's Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee puts us into active engagements with the questions of what is Rotary? What should Rotary be? What does it mean to be a Rotarian? And how are we going to be active agents in Rotary's continuing evolution? So next slide, thank you. One of the ways we do that is by working with the recruitment committee to put an intentional focus on diversifying our club's membership. In 2020, our Rotary Club membership was 92 to 93% white, and since then, by engaging and recruiting more people of color to join our club, our representation has increased to 11% people of color. And as you can see on screen, we have further goals that we're working toward. I should note that there are many dimensions of diversity, of which this is just one, but it's one that we're placing an intentional focus on. We've also incrementally streamlined and modernized the member application process to make it friendlier and easier. Thank you. Next slide. Another way we honor our DEI committee's three-part charge is by working with the program committee to diversify our program topics and speakers selected. Our club has a goal to have at least 20% speakers of color or topics on diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're mindful of that in program selection. We track these results, and if we're on slide 5, we'll see that this year's results are an increase over last year. As a point of pride, next slide, we are, slide 6, we're very proud of the work we're doing and the progress that we're making, which makes our club a national leader on diversity, equity, and inclusion work within the Rotary movement. And at the same time, we know that more work and continued focus is always needed. So I just want to close by inviting and welcoming you to join the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee to grow and serve with us. And when you see here on screen the mentions of group discussions, education offerings, and visibility, I'll just share 3 recent examples. One was Sifting and Reckoning. Our DEI committee hosted a tour and dinner discussion of the Sifting and Reckoning exhibit at the UW Chazen Museum. One was Tricon. We showed diversity, equity, and inclusion leadership in our Rotary district by participating in a panel, as part of a panel in 2 breakout sessions at the recent Rotary Tricon conference. And just last month, we had a Madison Black History walking tour for Rotary members, thanks to the Wisconsin Historical Society. So I want to thank you for your time, for supporting our Rotary Club's commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and we'd love to have you with us on the DEI committee. Thank you. I didn't mean to take this out. There we go. All right. Thanks, Peter. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you, Peter, and thanks to all of the members of our DEI committee. It is our club's largest committee, and we invite you to consider joining. Next, I ask Doug Dittman to come up to present a report on our Madison Rotary Foundation. He's our Madison Rotary Foundation president, and he'll tell us about all of the great things that the foundation has been up to in this past year.
Thank you, President Charles. Past President Paul, thank you for your service. Well, as another Rotary year comes to a close, I wanted to provide a summary of our Madison Rotary Foundation's 90th anniversary year. I'm grateful to have been able to lead the foundation in this milestone anniversary year, and I'd like to start with a list of our accomplishments. As past President Paul mentioned, our foundation is currently valued at close to $16 million. We gave out 40 community grants totaling just over $216,000. We distributed 45 youth award stipends totaling $30,000. International grants were over $22,000. Our ethics symposium was back starting this year, and the budget was $17,500 to cover the cost of holding the event at Monona Terrace for nearly 200 high school juniors. Our youth exchange program is starting up again, and we've budgeted $5,000 for that program. The Goodman 50-plus fitness program funds $71,000 for older adult fitness activities and programs. We keep going. Our 17 scholarship endowment funds plus 2 scholar grant programs distribute over $500,000 to students in need to go to college, and nearly all scholars have a Rotary mentor to provide guidance as they navigate college. We have an opportunity fund, which has a small amount of undesignated money for projects that fall outside of our regular Rotary funding cycle. This year, we used the $5,000 available to support Rotary International's efforts to help people in need in Ukraine, as well as relief to victims of the Pakistan flood. These 2 efforts, by the way, were designed by Rotary International as having the highest needs of funds at the time we made the gift. Nearly $9,000 was given out for grants to veterans who are going back to college full-time and who have a need of emergency funds during college. Those dollars add up to nearly $900,000 in support of our community and beyond. Together, we are making a significant difference as Rotarians. Pat yourself on the backs, members. These grants and programs take a lot of volunteer hours. If you were a volunteer for any of these programs, please stand so we can say thank you. Don't be shy. Come on. I think a few of you chose to sit, but anyways, we'll leave it at that. This year, growing our new Community Grants Endowment Fund was the focus of attention for our 90th anniversary year. It was a vision of past club and foundation president Steve McStackey, who is also a past chair of our Community Grants Committee. He knows the significance of this grants program, and he helped get this new Community Grants Endowment Fund started. This new fund specifically benefits our Community Grants program and is patterned after the Synergy Scholarship Fund in that members can contribute to this fund in any amount. The office will keep a record of your cumulative contributions, and when contributions reach $50,000, a member has the option to create a named fund for a community grants program. Okay, our goal was to try and reach $50,000 during this Rotary year, which is the amount needed to be able to start the interest on the fund for the grants program. We didn't reach $50,000. We hit $95,000. So, but in true Rotary fashion, and Pat always would be right there to say it, letting you all know that there are pledge cards in the back, at the back table, and if you want to help us get us to our ultimate goal of $100,000, gee, that would be terrific. So consider that, please. Thank you to all who made contributions to get us well over the top of our goal. Next year, we'll now start seeing the interest of this endowment fund helping to increase our support for the grants program. Valerie Rank, where's Valerie? Oh, okay, yep. Okay. Valerie is coming in as president of our foundation on July 1st, and she has some great goals for next year. I appreciate all who supported our Madison Rotary Foundation during this current year. I also want to thank Pat and staff as well for what they've done to make this seamless. It makes me so proud to have served as president this year. Thank you, and now I'll turn it over to President Charles.
Thanks, Doug, and I'd also like to mention that in addition to the support we provide to our community, our club members raised over $48,000 for this year's Rotary International annual campaign. I think it's still going on, a couple more days left. Our campaign was held in May, and we thank all of the members who have made contributions this year, and we thank Linda O'Hearn for her leadership of the campaign. Thank you. Next up, we're going to talk about our community projects, and I invite Maggie Porter-Kratz to come up and tell us about all of the good work that the Community Projects Committee has been doing this past year.
Hello. It's been such a joy to serve as the Community Projects Chair this year. I'll be handing it off to David Bornstein next year, so there'll be lots more projects. The Community Projects Committee organizes volunteer opportunities for Rotarians to work with organizations that utilize group volunteering to achieve their mission. I've been a volunteer coordinator in my career, and so I really appreciate how much people coming out, having a good attitude, pitching in can really achieve goals and move a mission. And your time is valuable. I appreciate everyone coming out volunteering this year. We also make sure that the opportunities that we have are ones where Rotarians can fellowship. And I know we've had a lot of time working hard, but also laughing hard out there this year. This year we worked with, as past President Paul said, we had 14 events with 161 volunteers, and I just wanted to highlight a few of those. We went out with Clean Lakes Alliance and raked the lake over at James Madison. If you came out to Ironman, you will not forget that it was a very cold, windy, rainy day, and you all had a great attitude, unlike my children who were there. And I just appreciated it. Everyone after that just sending what amazing time they had cheering on the athletes, like Nick Curran, who completed it despite the weather. We had another really successful sock collection for Porch Light. We collected over 100 holiday gifts for kids in the community. We helped volunteer at the Empty Stocking Club, where parents actually get to go and shop for free, but shop for their kids and pick out holiday gifts. We volunteered a couple times with Free Bikes for Kids, which is a really great organization. We helped clean the bikes. We helped distribute the bikes. We helped in several food pantries. And we helped, one of our favorite events that we do is helping provide meals over Thanksgiving with the Goodman Community Center. So thank you all for really living out our mission of service and for showing up in your Rotary shirts, having a great time, and really making a difference.
Well done, Maggie. Thanks for your service. Thanks, everyone, for your service. Rumor has it that Brian Baskin and Neil Fauerbach have put together some bloopers on past President Paul. Paul, you were almost perfect, but I don't know. Do you think they captured anything? Let's see.
Under the sea, under the sea.
Here it is. Yelich sends one to right center and deep. Get up! Get up! Get out of here and gone!
Clapping that Paul's gone. I'm going to tell him.
Appreciate your time here today. We appreciate that very much. So really appreciate that. Really appreciate you coming out today for that. Appreciate your time for doing that. Thank you for being here today with us. We appreciate that very much. Well, I should have practiced on that, Rob. Mark, Malin Crott. There we go. Thank you. $11 and $171 out of $150,000. So Chris Kowalski, Balthazar, and Santana. Asbruth Jackson. Sorry, Kelly, about that. Asbruth Jackson. Greg Zarkinski is a member of our Veterans Fellowship Group.
Good afternoon, everybody. Greg Zakarski.
Gotta have a few bloopers. That's in honor of our past roast, as many of you will remember. So I have to roast you a little bit, Paul. Okay. All right. And as we transition into a new Rotary year, not only for our club, our district is also transitioning to a new leader. And we're very proud to have club member and past club president Michelle McGrath stepping up to lead our Rotary District 6250 as district governor. And before I have current District Governor Ben Bauer and Michelle come up to the podium, I'd like to ask Ben and all past district governors in our audience today to please stand and be recognized for their leadership to our district. I think we're missing Rob Stroud and Perry Henderson, past district governors from our club, but very proud of their service as well. We gave them a round of applause, and so now current District Governor Ben Bauer is going to come up along with Michelle McGrath.
Thanks, Charles. Nobody brought a blooper reel for me, did they? Good. Whew. All right. Well, this is a super special moment. Many of you probably know that Michelle and I have been tag teaming this really amazing event that we hold in our district called RILA, our youth leadership camp that we hold in the Wisconsin Dells every year. We've been partners in crime on that for about a decade, so I already kind of know how she ticks and works, and the beauty of that is that, you know, as I feel my time as our district governor coming to an end, which can definitely feel a bit bittersweet, the emphasis is on the sweet, because I know who I'm turning the reins over to. I cannot think of a better, more capable, more fearless, more caring person than my partner in crime, Michelle. So we are in very good hands, not only in Michelle's hands, but everyone in district leadership that makes all of the great things that the district does to strengthen and support our clubs possible. But it's truly an honor to be able to turn over this excellent banner, which, speaking of bittersweet moments, just at my last club meeting, I was the one that got to pull this down from the rafters where it hangs for my club meeting. So I'm really happy to be able to present this to Michelle in the Rotary Club of Madison as the home club of the district governor. How about that? So I really hope that every single member of this club that's here and members that'll be at meetings throughout Michelle's year really take pride in seeing that banner hanging at your club meetings, because it's a gift. It's a real gift to have the district governor be a member of your club. And again, can't think of anybody better than Michelle to do that. So what do you say we make this sucker official? Does that sound good?
Right.
Yeah? Whew, sounds good to me. Here we go.
There's time to run, yes.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead, raise your right hand. I'll do my best to give you chunks that you can repeat back to me. So I, Michelle, wholeheartedly pledge.
I, Michelle, wholeheartedly pledge
that I will faithfully execute the office of governor.
that I will faithfully execute the office of governor.
And that I will, to the best of my ability.
And I will, to the best of my ability.
Strengthen and support 6250 clubs.
Strengthen and support clubs in 6250.
You got it. Partner with Rotary International Leadership.
Partner with Rotary International Leadership.
And uphold the Constitution and bylaws of both our district and Rotary International. Got that?
Upload. No. I promise to do all that.
All of
And
it.
a bag of
Got
chips.
it. You got it. All right. That's it. Nice job.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone, and thanks so much to Ben, my mentor, my friend. I certainly have big shoes to fill, and it is an honor to move into this role as district governor for 6250. I want to first thank all of the members of Rotary Club of Madison. I have learned everything about Rotary from you and how to serve. I have so many great friendships that I have built, all the smiling faces in the audience. And everything you do inspires me on the daily, so I wouldn't be here without you. Now, with that, I was thinking about, as I was coming to the stage, too, that not so long ago, it was my roast, and that was what it was. 7 years, right. Teresa remembers like it was yesterday because she was ahead of the roast and had a lot of fun, I'm sure, doing it. And I remember, for those of you that weren't there, y'all were trying to land me a husband at the roast. And for those of you that don't know, that the man you found out in the parking lot, he proposed to me 2 years later. So, I came to Rotary for networking and service, and I landed myself a husband. So, thank you, Rotary Club of Madison. But with all seriousness, like I said, I learned the value of Rotary from my club, first and foremost. And now, to serve at the district level, I have so many wonderful leaders here that have become such great friends at the district level. And it will be an honor to serve alongside of them at 6250. I most certainly serve on the shoulders of giants, and I have a grateful heart for that. Lastly, I want to thank my mom and dad who are out here. They made their trek from all the way from Wisconsin Rapids, so grateful that they could make it. My mom's a crier, so I also want to extend absolute gratitude to Paul for an amazing year as president. Thank you for your service. And so excited for Charles as he enters his year. I am looking so forward to serving beside you this upcoming year. I promise to serve with grit and joy and generosity and kindness and with hope. And mark your calendars. August 16th, I will be back for my district governor visit to speak to the club. I'm just saying, invite your friends, your family, your office staff. We want to pack the house, but I'm very much looking forward to that. Thanks again for this honor, and I look forward to creating hope in our world because of all of you. Thank you.
Congratulations. What an honor to have another district governor from our club. Just before we leave, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you as I start my year as president. But first of all, could we please give Paul Hoffmann another round of applause for his outstanding year? Thank you, Paul. Y quiero decirles a nuestros amigos de Chile, bienvenidos. Estamos muy honrados de que ustedes estén aquí con nosotros. Bienvenidos a Madison. I also want to thank the rest of our leadership team, past President Teresa Holmes, Pat Jenkins, Jason Ilstrup, Anthony Gray, for your leadership and service to our club, along with our board of directors, team leaders, committee chairs. It's truly an honor to serve alongside each of you. And Governor Michelle, what an honor to have you here. We really look forward to working with you this year to advance all of the goals of our district and our club and of Rotary International. It's a great honor to have you here. Yeah. I also want to thank my partner in life and in business, Rich Marion, who's here today. Thank you, Rich, for all of your support and encouragement and for being along with me on this journey. Thank you. And it's really awe-inspiring to me that 110 presidents have come before me in this role. And where else do you know of any other organization whose administration and leadership turns over every single year that has such a long history of excellence? I don't know of another one in the world. So we can be really proud of that. We've been doing it for 110 years, connecting, growing, and serving our community and our world together as international citizens of Madison. So just remember that. We're international citizens in Rotary. Someone recently asked me, I was doing a presentation, and they said, how do you get to become president of Rotary? And well, I've been a Rotarian for 15 years, and I said, basically, you have to raise your hand. Paul said, you stand up, right? You raise your hand, and you show up, right? That's what you have to do. And so many of you have done that and continue to do that, and that really makes our club the amazing club that it is. We also can't overlook the fact that we have an incredible executive director and team. Pat Jenkins shared with me that I am her 33rd president. Right? And actually, I didn't know this until Pat told me today that she'd actually worked in the office for 10 years before becoming executive director. So Pat has seen a lot of presidents, a lot of administrations coming and going throughout this organization, and she really is the glue, as any past presidents will tell you, she really is the glue that keeps this whole club together and keeps us all marching forward and moving forward together. So, also over the past year, we've increased our leadership bench. We decided to go two levels deep. So, and it's a great honor that we have Jason Ilstrup is our president-elect now, and Anthony Gray, our president-elect nominee, two amazing leaders, and our club really has a wonderful leadership plan of succession in place, and very honored to serve alongside both of them as well. I also, yeah. I also want to encourage each of us to share the joy that we have for Rotary. I think you received this past week, I did, in my mailbox at home, an envelope that talks about the power of one campaign. And one thing I'd like to ask each of us is, could we each invite one person to lunch throughout this Rotary year? Is that too much to ask? No, I think that's a good ask, right? Share that joy of Rotary, invite one person to lunch, and watch this club continue to be strong and grow well into the future. So, I'm here as your servant leader, dear members. I hope to lead well and represent our club proudly, and we're a strong club, one of the top 10 clubs in the world, one of the top 10 large clubs in the world. That's because of you. So let's continue all of that, bring that all forward. So that's it for today. We're running out of time, but thank you for being here today. And thanks for a great Rotary year, Paul, and everybody who helped make it a great year. Next week, we're not meeting because of the 4th of July holiday. But on July 12th, we have a special guest. We have David Moranis, who will be discussing his new book. So again, show up, bring your friends, bring your family, and have a great 4th of July holiday weekend. We are adjourned.